So Jam Factory is a cherished icon of South Australia. It's a not-for-profit organisation that supports and promotes contemporary craft and design. It does this through its studio program, an exhibition program, and its retail activities. But at the heart of everything that Jam Factory does is this extraordinary intensive 2-year training program. We take talented graduates from art and design schools from across the country and indeed around the world, and we put them through a very difficult training program where we give them the business skills as well as the technical skills to thrive in their career. The Glass Studio is in many ways sort of poster child for the Jam Factory. It's the most famous studio. It's the studio that attracts associates from across the globe. Glass blowing is a very expensive medium. So, for example, it costs us about $200,000 a year just in gas and electricity to run the furnaces. So you can't easily set up your own studio and have hours and hours and hours with hot glass. So people come here specifically for that experience. You only get good at glass blowing if you do it a lot. And so this program is unique in the world.
The associates that come here have basic glassblowing skills from their university or tertiary programs, but most of them haven't dealt with production glassblowing. And the tools that they learn from doing these production teams is working efficiently, working to calipers and working to specific dimensions, working to orders, working to briefs, also just learning how to read the glass. Once they have an understanding of how the material works, they can make almost anything that they really want to. So this morning we had the training associates working on the kink bottle. It's one of the biggest sellers of our products we have in the Glass Studio. We sell it regularly for the last 6 years, and it was designed by Deb Jones, who was the previous creative director. The kink bottle is one of the best training tools for glass blowing and production, which is one of our main focuses here in our program. So the hope is that when they leave the Jam Factory program, they have the skills to be able to make their own work and develop a production practice and maintain a practice in glass blowing, and also have the business skills to be able to manage it themselves as well. So when the people leave here, they often will have their own exhibition practice, production practice, and they'll be working for other glass blowers because we have quite an active community here in Adelaide as well.
So you've timed that line.
Each studio runs differently because the market, the environment, the opportunities that exist in each of the material disciplines are quite different. So in furniture, for example, we need to equip our associates with the skills to work with industry.
All right. And the depth?
Yeah, it could lose a little bit, but I think you're almost there.
Other things that they need to get across are very basic things around accounting, around quoting on jobs. Commissions are a big part of the kind of means by which a furniture designer can sustain themselves.
In this workshop we provide the associates with training in project management, computer drawing, rendering, making. We only work on projects if we have 100% artistic licence, so in that we are the designer of the project. We basically can deliver a finish and a design that industry can't match, and I guess that's our niche. We've got associates here who are managing large-scale production of their own work in industry to people who make limited edition collectible furniture.
So this is my entry into a furniture competition. It's a memories cabinet, and rather than using traditional doors and drawers that you'd find in a cabinet, it uses these folds of fabric in which you kind of stuff the different objects into. That in turn creates the aesthetic of the cabinet as that grows, and it's meant to evoke sort of feelings of home, opening up the linen cabinet and seeing these, all your sheets stacked up.
We prepare them well. They have options to go into studios down the hallway. If they're a shining associate, they can stay up to 4 years. 2-year associate program in this workshop with me, and then 2 years down the hall in a subsidised studio. So the associates are being trained to be designers, makers, fabricators, project managers. So this is, in my view, a craft practice relevant to the age that we live in.
In each of the studios we have very, very well accomplished creative directors and other creative staff who effectively mentor and guide the associates through the training program, but who also have to lead the studio and run it as a kind of business. So the associates get to see the creative directors in action, both in their own practice, but also how they manage a business. We manufacture a range of Jam Factory branded products in each of the studios. In ceramics, for example, we have a range of hand-thrown tableware that we've been doing some terrific business with.
I guess primarily we are a design and production studio. That is, we both design and manufacture everything in-house. And given the nature of ceramics, that generally means that we're making large numbers of things. So we're talking about making thousands of objects. We make things for Jam Factory product, and there are many ceramic objects within Jam Factory product range. We make work for restaurants. We make work for individual clients. But we also do other things as well. We do a lot of teaching, and that's part of our sort of public programs as well. So we do everything from having workshops for school children to running regular classes at night and on the weekend. For example, Gus has a lot of expertise in the area. He's just returned from China where he studied those particular techniques, but he also had an exhibition in Shanghai. Because of the nature of what we do and because we both design and manufacture, that means that there is a lot of work flow through the studio, which means that there's a lot of personnel involved in making that work.
So with a range of branded product that we're selling wholesale to 20 or more shops around the country, you need, even though it's handmade, to be able to guarantee that there's a reasonable level of consistency. Some variation is part of the magic of the handmade. In our metal design studio, we do the same sort of commissions and production of product, but we also have a strong emphasis on public education programs. So we run a terrific introduction to silver jewellery making workshop, among a number of others. And that's a great opportunity for us to engage with the public. It's also a great training opportunity. So our associates are the people who design and deliver those adult education type classes. Jam Factory's been part of the South Australian cultural scene for over 40 years. The extraordinary goodwill that's invested in the organisation by the community is as a result of being very accessible for all that time. We have free public exhibitions that we present here, but also travel around to regional galleries. And you can come in any time and engage with makers in their studios. You can watch glass blowing live. It has benefits for us commercially, obviously, but it also, more importantly, has benefits for the craftspeople and designers that we support. We feel very strongly that anyone that goes through our training program will succeed. You know, we obviously accept people of a fairly high calibre, but we're confident that the skills and the networks that they develop and the kind of business acumen they acquire in the time that they're here will equip them adequately to succeed and to actually live from their practice. We judge ourselves on that. We are determined that our alumni will be earning the majority of their income from their practice 3 years after leaving, and nearly all of them do.